Hey, Hound Dogs, I'm David Hankins.
I'm Paul Hankins.
I'm Trevor Hankins.
I'm Rachel Wells.
And I'm Julia Canon.
And you're on the air with Power Squared. This is our March 22 team meeting.
Hey.
Everybody's excited, I can tell. Yeah, woo! So I know Rachel sent us some pages today. I kind of looked at them, but I'm supposed to be, at work.
Work. Never heard of it.
Well, anyway. And so they look okay, but he and I haven't looked at them together yet. So we can either do it on the show or just get back to you later. So you're working on that, and I assume the next 4 pages will be just coming here any second, right?
Yeah, I started working on thumbnails yesterday, so those will probably be coming. Probably not this weekend, but next week for sure.
Okay. And have you guys done anything?
I guess there's ink still too, isn't there?
Yeah.
Those will be done. Just trucking along, as I do.
Have you had a chance to work on anything, Julia?
Yeah, I started doing some flats on issue 20, so I've just been working on the shading here and there.
Okay. 20. Seems so long ago. Around 21. And now Trevor's waiting for you, so.
Yeah. Sorry, Trevor.
I've been lettering whatever pages are finished.
Right. So Julia's holding you back. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Now we know the true story. We had a chance last week to talk to, I guess, the third colorist.
Yeah.
Who did 3 through 5 page Redbird. Also a SCAD graduate. Didn't remember you at all, but hey. It's funny, every time I talk to somebody, nope.
I have a feeling she graduated before me. I'm not sure though.
I think she did. Just based on the.
Yeah.
It was 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah. We worked with her. I don't know, when did you
The other thing about sequential art students is that we don't leave our rooms. We don't socialize.
Well, I was.
It's like, do you know like Stephen Smith is who? Sorry, what?
But I was asking her because it seemed like with our first colorist, who was Rory Richards, and her, and then Nina, they're not doing sequential art anymore. They're like, did we break you guys from doing it?
Comics can be challenging. I think there's been a lot of sequential artists I've known that if they've kind of dropped off of it. I believe what I'm thinking of in particular is Babs Tarr, who did Batwoman, right? Before Batwoman, she was just an illustrator. Then she started working on these comics, and then after, I want to say just a couple of years, she was like, okay, I'm done. This is too much.
Well, it just seemed like we were hiring people right out of SCAD, and they did our project, and then they stopped doing it. Did our project, stopped doing it. Did our project, stop. Okay, we're breaking people somehow. I want to be in sequential art, not after I've worked with them. But
No.
she said we were nice to work with, and we paid well, so that was good. She was,
Yeah, what was it? Where was I going with that? I don't think it's just a you guys thing. I think it's just an industry thing. It tends to be very tough.
But it just seemed like 3 for 3. It's getting a little, I don't know, noticeable. So I guess the big news, last Saturday,
Yeah.
Paul and I were on a podcast, somebody else's podcast.
Ooh.
Greg Moklin, I believe is how you pronounce his name, his Sierra Nova podcast, which was live, and that was it, I think.
Yeah.
So it was just probably us and the other creators that were on it, but it was fun.
Yeah. It was an opportunity for indie creators to plug their Kickstarter, so we didn't have anything yet, but we were able to show off.
We showed the cover and the back cover, and they were.
Yeah.
And we were the only one that wasn't post-apocalyptic.
I also felt that way.
Yeah. I said we were pre-apocalyptic. And,
Our world's actually pretty nice.
What?
Nice one.
Our world's actually pretty nice,
Not so bad. But yeah, so that was fun. It was So the Kickstarter, as far as I know, is March 24th.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Yeah, we've think finalized the page yesterday.
Yeah.
We had a lot of back and forth. Honestly, kind of, trying to get things on there. They weren't using the chibis as an example. They are now.
Well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still want to put them out on T-shirts. They're going to make them into postcards.
Hey.
Ooh.
And would be a what? You go too far? Oh, yes. It would be if it reaches $3,000, 4 postcards for everybody that buys.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah. And I had to sort of talk them out of using them as a poster because they were putting all 4 of them together on a poster, and it didn't quite look like
the composition looked off.
Yeah. So I offered up the back cover, which I thought would make a good poster, and that's going to be the poster. So.
Nice.
Yeah, and so they made they added they had this T-shirt, the one that Julie is modeling for us, and so you can see yours. They had that as an add-on, and I'm like, there's you don't make any connection to San Ramiro Community College. It's just here's a T-shirt, and so we had
to be in the know.
Well, but you want people to
have to be a real fan.
Well, we added something in the story where it says San Ramiro Community College, right? So at least there's a connection to that's the T-shirt for the school they go to, and then they dropped the shirt. I'm like, okay, you should have that back in. So now there's 2 T-shirts. One is from the front cover. I'm not showing you anything because it hasn't been rolled out. Yeah. So, but we can talk about it.
We're alluding to it.
Yeah. It's the kind of most of the image from the front cover, and then they have the San Ramiro Community College as a add-on, and then they have art prints that you guys didn't do, but I was happy to at least get the chibis in there. So got to get people up over $3,000. But anyway, that was kind of in the cover, and then the last holdup was your credit actually. They gave both of you are included in because you did the covers and back covers for the Kickstarter, but they had you down as just doing the covers 3 and 5, Rachel. And
oh really?
Saying we'd already added it in. They took it out somehow, so that was my thing. Add that back in, and it's fine. Anyway, so that was kind of, so it's getting there.
We're getting there.
We're so slowly, baby steps.
But they should have everything. It's good. It'll be, pretty good. And it was fun to talk to Paige. So we had to go through some minor gymnastics.
Yeah.
But we had to update a lot of things because we found out that the second colorist who did 1 and 2 is now instead of Lisa is now Rory. So we wanted to update his profile.
Yeah.
And then she's changed. She went from being called Paige Camburn to being called Paige Redbird. So we updated that on the website, and then updated the credits for the remastered comic books.
Yeah.
So
interesting. There's 2 name changes.
Yeah. And so that was kind of
11th hour.
Yeah, 11th hour. Here, use these. And so we got.
Well, it's a good thing they would let you know.
Yeah, well, we found out through talking to her that I guess she and Rory had been roommates at SCAD, and so that's how we found out.
Yeah.
So we were trying to make everybody represent it correctly. Yeah. So hopefully, anyway, and they did not use if you watch this record the video, they decided not to use it. So I guess they did a really bad job.
Well, they just I don't know.
Yeah, I know. We never got any feedback. We decided not to use a video.
We even filmed with the green screen because they had like graphics people. So
yeah,
like, hey, maybe you could do something with this green screen.
But apparently, no. So that did not get used. And it's been I think it's been helpful. We had a consultant.
Yeah.
And Kat Calamia.
Yeah.
And she's been pretty helpful as far as kind of help steer them a little bit.
Yeah.
It's good.
Like what image to use, don't put lettering on it, that kind of stuff. She knows from having done a lot of Kickstarters. So that was good.
Yeah.
So
she was like a marketing consultant?
Yeah, she writes about comic books for a living. She actually writes a comic book. She's done a bunch of Kickstarters. She has a podcast about comic books. And we've had her actually on the show once to talk about her comic book.
Yeah. And
she does consulting on Kickstarters. And I kind of thought maybe I'll bring her in, because I want this to be a success. So.
Yeah,
Anyways.
It's a good find.
Yeah, so we had her on the show, and we had her be a part of it, so she's been giving feedback. So I think it's money well spent.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll find out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we want you guys to, of course, talk to people about it when it goes live. Again,
Hear ye.
Because your names...
Kickstarter is live.
Yes.
I go back to streaming again. This stream is sponsored by Power Square.
Feel free. No, you can talk about this as a comic book you've been working on. Yeah. So,
you could definitely say it's sponsored. Or could you? I don't know. Will the FTC not like that?
What if I say brought to you by? Does that technically count?
Brought to you by Power Square.
It's not like those sponsors like sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. No, we're not.
It's kind of weird is that it's not our Kickstarter.
Right.
It's Artist Merrick's or it's Andrew Copeland's Kickstarter.
Yeah.
We're just...
but your guys' names are on it, so it's yours.
Yeah, I know.
That's the way I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's our IP and all that. But I was just like, it's kind of, we're not going to kick it off, so to speak.
Yeah.
Just be on the sidelines going, yeah, retweeting it. Yeah, that's it. That's us. So how did your Indiegogo thing go? For your
It went through.
Project? Okay.
It went through. Unfortunately, I don't think it was like 100% funded, but since it's what was the word? Flexible funding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We still were able to get funds. So I've been working on those pages. I worked on them pretty much all today. So that's been fun so far. And yeah, it's a fun project. It's full of comedy about like government conspiracies and political, what do you call it? Just incompetency.
Right.
And it's a funny script.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you work in Marty and Eli into it?
You know what? Were there any crowd scenes I'd draw? You know what? There's like a bar scene. Maybe I'll have to work them in there. They're 21, right?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, that's like what they're.
You can drink at 18, can't you? In California, you can drink at 18, right?
Isn't it?
I don't think so.
Oh.
It's Canada. I think it's Canada where you can drink at 19. Don't quote me on that because I have a
Right.
Canadian friend. So it was like,
Yeah,
yeah,
you could go down to Mexico if you wanted to.
It hasn't been an issue for me to buy liquor, but what is the age? Is it 21?
It's 21 in
It's
California.
21.
Wow, you can vote at 18, but you can't drink liquor.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that sucks. Well, of course, I won't go into buying liquor at 16. But anyway,
I remember my mom gave me beer at 18 once, and I turned out just fine.
I was with a group of people that were all old. In Texas, you could buy it, I think, at 18.
Right.
And I was with a group of people, and they carded everybody but me, and I was 16 years old.
Amazing.
So we were all able to buy liquor. But, it wasn't hard.
I was like, hey, what are you trying to say?
On one hand, cool. On the other hand, hey, made us sick.
Offensive.
I was fine with it at the time.
Oh, yeah, I imagine.
No, wait, I'm underage. My voice.
I remember on my 21st birthday, I went to a place to get beer and I didn't get carded. I'm like, wait, I want to give you my card.
Yeah.
It's my time.
I think that happened one time for like one of our friends, Kyle, his birthday. We all went out and we all ordered alcohol, and they didn't card any of us. And the thing is, about 75% of the table was Asian, and like forgive me for adding the racial here, but you know the joke about Asians, how we look, most of us look younger for our age, so we're just looking, going, all right, either this boy understands how Asian genes work, or he is not doing his job. And I'm just like, bro, you do realize if your boss is here and saw that, you would have been fired.
I was gonna say, like, if they're probably thinking like that woman's probably 45 for all I know.
Okay, like, and I looked and I told my friend, like, bro, they didn't card us, and they're just like, oh shoot, they're right, they're right. Like, should we? And another one's like, should we wave them by? We're just like, nah, it's okay. If they ask, they ask. If not, then hey,
we're interview
we're
underage.
not doing it. No, this was like last year.
Okay, well,
And it's just like, okay, I guess we didn't get carded. It's fine.
last year they were probably just happy to have customers in a bar.
Maybe.
True.
Maybe.
True.
I don't know. I just found it funny back then. We're just like, well, okay.
There comes a time, I hate to tell you, where they never card you again.
And I remember when I used to work as a grocery store cashier, I decided I wanted to like card the old people. Because maybe it's really like, because I heard like social media stories, they're like, oh, I carded these old people and they felt so happy. I was like, I want to try that. So I tried it, and people just got salty at me. It's just like, God damn it, gotta get off the fucking card. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm following the law, okay?
Oh no!
I think it's if you look 20, there's some age, if you look a certain age, they have to ask you or something like that.
Yeah.
Again, it doesn't come up for me in California. 21. We took them, when they were 21, we took them to TGI Fridays.
Yeah,
TGI Fridays. And they we said, we'll get a rum and coke. This is sort of your introductory. And it was like the worst tasting thing.
Oh, no.
They've never had a drink since, so. It cured them.
I mean, isn't that kind of a good thing? No,
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining.
Probably for the better.
But
I just don't feel like drinking.
that's right. But when you get to be a certain age where you feel like drinking, trust me. But anyway.
It's for the better, man.
Honestly, I think in terms of alcohol consumption, like, I think the first like drink I had like legally was probably a bad idea. I got an Adios. It's the one. It's the blue drink.
Oh, sorry.
It's the sour blue drink.
Oh.
Yeah, give me some of that blue drink.
And I'm just like,
Sorry.
it's called an Adios mofo, and I'm just like, I look at my friend who's like treating me to my birthday. I'm like, are you sure this is a good idea? Like, look, like, and he's like, nah, it's fine. I couldn't even finish half of it. I'm just going like, you made a
I'm
terrible.
gonna say, like, could you die? Or did you die?
Like physically or emotionally? 'Cause I think
Yeah, I don't know a lot of funny drink names. Sorry.
oh no.
I don't drink that much, and I don't go to a bar and all that kind of stuff usually. So, just
Good.
part of it's I don't feel it. I think I have wine after the show because you know, and a drink maybe on Saturday, but that's
Dealing. I understand dealing with children can be stressful.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah. All of you are stressful. I'm looking at all four of you. So, anyway.
Where were we with Power Squared?
Oh, Power Squared. Trying to bring it back
We're
back.
talking
on topic.
about just other stuff we were
Talking
doing,
about
we were
drawing the
up to.
boys into a comic book if they're underage. That was how we got off on liquor. Jeez. But you know, if you stuck them in there, nobody would know really. They don't know they're.
It would be like the cutest little Easter egg.
Wouldn't it? When a crossover and the guys you're working for go, ooh, these kids. But the style isn't, very far off from what you're doing with.
Maybe not. I think they would fit in.
So,
Yeah.
I think they would fit in.
I expect to see them in the issue then. That's it. So, you got enough money to finish it? I assume the money they're raising is to give it to you.
Yeah. If the Indiegogo campaign wasn't enough, they'll probably pay for it for the rest of it out of pocket, kind of like the first 12 pages. So, I mean, they said it wasn't a problem. The contract is signed, so.
Okay.
I'm not asking too many questions.
Where did the money come from? Shh. Not going to tell you.
That's classified.
That's right. Anything else about Power Squared you want to talk about?
I'm not sure there is.
Okay. No, but I really like. I mean, I think the best thing about the graphic novel are the covers.
Yeah.
We've seen the graphic novel 100 times.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun that we remastered everything.
Yeah.
By that we mean dialogue.
Yes.
Made it a little less wordy.
Yeah.
Little less wordy.
I think I've said before, if we were able to redo the art, I would call it Final Mix.
Yeah. Maybe we could do an Indiegogo and have Rachel do it. And it would cost a small fortune.
Yeah.
It was bad enough that actually the first 2 issues were the most expensive we did because we had to pay somebody twice to color it.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is great. And the huge profit we made. What was kind of nice about that podcast we were on is all these guys who were, there was like four of the guys.
Yeah.
That are doing indie comics. None of them, of course, are making any money on it. They're sort of doing it out of the sheer, love of doing it.
Yeah.
Indie comics is tough, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, yes.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that hasn't been paid. So, yes, I know what it's like. But no, it is part of you're just trying to, put something out there and hope it'll catch on.
Yeah.
So we're backing.
Yeah.
It was about Kickstarter, so I've backed 3 of them that have come up so far.
Right.
The last one was from Ireland, and it's a anthology that he's put together, and it costs more to ship it than the anthology cost.
Wow.
So shipping is, everybody's talking about international shipping's going up.
Yeah.
I was kind of shocked by that, but anyway, I'm trying to be supportive.
Yes.
I was told by Kickstarter that I'm now a super backer because I've backed enough.
Ooh.
Yes, I know.
How many do you need to back to get that?
No idea. More than 2, I don't know.
Wow.
I always thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Super backer. Big K on my shirt.
Get a little plaque.
I think they say that something will appear by your name or something.
Yeah.
But I don't see it, so I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, so.
There's supposed to be a super backer stamp by your name.
Yeah, but when I log in, I don't see it. So.
Well, it'll probably show up when you comment or whatever.
Yeah.
Just like if anyone knows about Michael Superbacker.
Yeah.
Michael Superbacker.
Anyway, so it was.
What football position is that?
So I guess the next thing would be I guess we're going to put out 13, 14, and 15 this year.
Yeah.
So we need to sort of set dates to do that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we should.
Finally have people see Julia's work.
Yes.
I feel like you're working in kind of obscurity, you're on the show, but no one ever sees anything you do.
Working in the shadows.
I've kind of gotten the gist of when it comes to working on stuff, because I learned this when I used to work with Megan. A lot of the stuff I worked with, I didn't really see it being, I guess, posted on her Twitter or whatever until about 6 months to a year from now. I worked on now she posted this, I can talk about it. She had me do this poster, this little Christmas postcard thing, because she wanted to do this thing of if someone is on my mailing list, you guys get a free postcard for Christmas or whatever. And we worked on that postcard about 6 months before even Christmas, just so we had it out already. Right. So I've understood the thing of usually if you work on something, it's not going to be shown until months after, due to whatever XYZ reason. It's very understandable. I'm just okay, cool.
Yeah.
I just feel bad that we're working on issue 21 and you did 13 and we haven't gotten it out yet. So That's the part.
Daijoubu.
But so that'll come out. We just need to set dates.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And the reason we hadn't set dates yet was because of the Kickstarter.
Yeah, we don't want to be competing with ourselves.
Yeah.
We have something new. And we don't have to put it out on Comixology.
No.
Yeah. Because we're I guess officially off Comixology. They
it's pronounced Kindle now.
Yeah, they switched to Kindle. And I went to on our website, I had links to like issue 1, a link to it on Comixology. I have a link to it on every platform it's on. So if you just went by issue 1, boom, there you go. And I hit that, and it took me to Comixology, and on Amazon. It's like, wow, somebody reworked it, and then I couldn't find Power Squared. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to link to you anymore. And we already have Kindle. We already do Kindle, so I guess we're kind of off Comixology.
Yeah.
Even though they were helpful in the very beginning.
Oh well.
We ended up at SCAD was because of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You wouldn't be doing the comic book if we hadn't been on Comixology. And the first colors suck.
Yeah.
Suppose that ship has sailed.
Yeah.
Comixology.
Yeah, it's weird. It's sort of like disappeared. Well, they're still there, but it's very like, it's like
it's very limited.
Yeah. They have a limited thing they do, and then they have, of course, the big name stuff.
Yeah.
But not the little guys. Never got a cent. I better not see Chip at WonderCon. Where's my money?
Oh no.
No, he was very helpful and pointed us to SCAD.
Yeah.
And we're big believers ever since. All right. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything they want to talk about?
Happy early St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
Yes.
It's coming up. Drink responsibly.
Yeah.
Remember, if you don't wear green, you're gonna get pinched.
Glad to know that's still around. If you pinch somebody enough, they'll have a little green spot on their arm.
It doesn't show up until like 3 days from now.
It works out then. It works out.
Yeah. All right.
Alright, so if you're watching this on YouTube later and you like this kind of thing, leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell.
So until next time, I'm David Hankins.
I'm Paul Hankins.
I'm Trevor Hankins.
I'm Rachel Wells.
And I'm Julia Cannon.
And you've been on the air with Power Squared.
Bye.
Bye.